So what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another rebuild challenge here on NBA 2K21 Next Gen. It has definitely been a minute since we've done a rebuild challenge here on the channel, and a couple of you guys were requesting that I do this one. I did this one around 4 or 5 months ago, whenever, 2K21 was basically still playable. It's basically unplayable at this point. I'm very, very bored of this game, but we are going to go ahead and finish out this upload streak. We're almost on day 80 of an upload streak. I did go back and count, so I do want to take the time to say thank you. Today's video, we're going to be doing a last pick fantasy draft rebuild. So if you guys don't know how I typically do my fantasy draft rebuilds, I randomly select a team, and obviously I randomly select a pick. And basically every single round, the pick that I have, it flips to the opposite one. It's a normal, it's how you do a fantasy draft. If you play fantasy football, it's a snake draft. So basically whoever had the last pick in the first round has the first pick in the second round, so on and so forth. Today, we have the last pick in the first round, and we are going to have the last pick in every round every other round continuously. So it's basically how a real NBA draft, a real NFL draft does go. Your pick swatch or your pick spot, Jesus, I can't speak, does not change. So today we're gonna be doing this 3-year rebuild. I do have an updated roster with all the rookies in it. So let's do it. And real quickly, I do want to hear from you guys, see what other challenges you guys do have for me down below in the comments section. We're slowly wrapping this one up. If you guys don't know, I actually go back to school. You guys have seen this Tuesday. I go back Friday, so unfortunately this upload streak will come to an end, but you'll still have content. Obviously, I'll be here for when 2K22 drops. And as always, if you guys haven't, take a second out of your day, subscribe to the channel, man. Definitely appreciate it. All right, let's get into this one. As I mentioned, it is a fixed draft order, so we're going ahead. I'm using my Celtics. They're my favorite team. The team does not matter whatsoever. So 30th overall pick, as you can see right here, we're going to go ahead and accept that, and we are going to go ahead and wait. Team selected, and can I move on? Oh, the draft. Wait, what? There we go. Okay, I was very confused. We have the 30th overall pick. I'm going to sim the entire draft, and I'll see you guys with the squad. So this is the team. This is what we're looking like here. We actually have, it's a little bit better than I thought it was going to be. It's obviously not very good. Jamal Murray is 100% our best player here. Yeah, man, it's definitely going to be something to work with. We don't have a ton of, young, great talent either. So I guess this is what you get with the last overall pick in the draft. So feel free to stop at any point in time. Obviously, you guys can kind of, go ahead, see which team. I actually don't know which team had the first overall pick. If I'm being 100% honest with you, it's typically Luka who goes first. So I don't know. I don't think I've seen Luka yet. If I do see him, I'll pause on the team. Maybe it could have been here, the Timberwolves. Again, I'm not positive on that one, though. So this is the squad we got right now, man. We're definitely going to make some trades before we do start 7-year number 1. I think Reggie Jackson is definitely going to be a trade piece, man. We're not tanking here or anything like that. So we'll figure something out. Again, we do have the updated rookies in this draft class as well. I definitely would like to get a new starting center. So I do think that perhaps Reggie Jackson is definitely going to go ahead and get me one of those because, again, Jamal Murray is our best player here without a doubt. So either a shooting guard or a center. We'll figure out a trade, and I'll see you guys at that first move we got here. So here's what the deal is going to be. Reggie Jackson, LaMarcus Aldridge, and a future first-round pick heading to Portland for Clint Capella and another future first. Capella's an obvious upgrade over Dwight Howard at this point in time. I think, between his rebounding, his defense, going to be a double-double guy for us. Probably going to be our center for the remainder of the video. Draymond, I'm not 100% keeping, but I'm going to keep him right now, especially for defensive reasons. TJ Warren could hopefully be a guy who can score close to 20-plus a game for us. We don't have a ton of scorers on this team. I don't necessarily mind Terrence Mann starting for us for the first year. So that's probably going to be the last trade we make. Are we going to be contending this year? No, probably not. But again, we will kind of, work our way up the chain, if you will. So I do think what the rotation is going to look like. It's probably going to be 10-man for the first year. Murray and Caruso, Mann and Brown, Warren and Batum. Probably going to get PJ Tucker and Draymond both some minutes. Obviously, two of the best defensive power forwards in this league. And then Dwight Howard probably will play a little bit. So I'm going to actually see if I can get a first-round pick for maybe like a Sterling Brown, JaVale McGee. Probably just going to test the waters a little bit. If I'm able to do it, I'm probably going to go ahead and pull the trigger. Excuse me, I almost said JaMychal Green. Josh Green also does develop decently well. So, we do have him if we need him. I'm just saying, so like a first-round pick from Cleveland here. This is what I'm trying to do and kind of, maybe abuse the system a little bit just because I don't need them. They're not playing. The game will automatically sign some free agents for me, so might as well go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and set this rotation now. I will see you guys with it before we do start 7-year number 1. All right, so the rotation is completely set right now. Again, as I mentioned, I don't think this team's necessarily going to be competing, but we can kind of go ahead, work on that this offseason. I do think this team definitely could be a playoff spot, though. For having the last pick in a fantasy draft, it's honestly not that bad. Jamal Murray, Terrence Mann, TJ Warren, Draymond Green, and Clint Capella. Our bench unit, Nicholas Batum, Dwight Howard, PJ Tucker, Bruce Brown, and Alex Caruso. So not a ton of young talent on this team. Do have a decent amount of veterans. The game's going to automatically sign a couple other free agents for me. They're not going to get any minutes just because you do have to have, I believe this game requires, 14 at least, maybe 15. I don't really know what it is. It actually might be 13, but they'll sign 1 or 2 guys for us. I'll see you guys at the end of the first year. So LeBron and the New York Knicks. Wow, what a combination. He does win the MVP award, 21 points, 9 boards, 10 assists. Very good numbers from the King. We do finish it up here as a 5 seed to end up the first year. I thought that's somewhat realistic for the way this team was built. ultimately this team, as I mentioned, not nearly as bad as I did think it was going to be. So Scotty Barnes here, Rookie of the Year. I'm pretty sure a lot of you know with this roster, he's basically a demigod. Devontae Graham, 6th man in Minnesota. Yeah, it wouldn't have been a rebuild without Jonathan Isaac winning Defensive Player of the Year. Mo Bamba, Most Improved. Frank Vogel, Coach of the Year. Funny enough, the Lakers are still good. Some things just never change. So, also, one of you, I forget who it was. I do apologize. In my video yesterday, I was asking me if I could show you guys the teams around the league at the end before I do start sending the playoffs. I'd be happy to do that every single season. Unfortunately, right now, I'm probably not going to do that just because I showed you them at the beginning of the video. It's a fantasy draft. So, I will show you them, next year when we do go ahead and or right before we do simulate the playoffs, and furthermore on after that. So, we'll take a look at some season stats real quickly. Jamal Murray, Terrence Mann, actually at 17.5 points a game. Wow, did not think he'd be ahead of TJ Warren. Good for him. Capella doing his thing. Nick Batum, Draymond Green, Mr. Triple Single. Actually did score double digit in the points department. When was the last time he did that? Back to 2017, 2018. Bruce Brown, Dwight Howard, Caruso, Tucker. Facundo's down there as well. And also, that's not me shitting on Draymond. You guys know I actually do like Draymond a little bit. So, we got LeBron and the Knicks here. Russ, Cade, oh my. Maybe they had the first overall pick. You know what? They probably did. Maybe I was wrong on that one. We're going to lose this. There's no way. And just because I know it's coming. There you go. I still get the Twitter DMs. There's no way. I don't care enough to really do that. But how do we beat that team? Defense wins championships, I guess. D'Anthony Melton, Devin Booker, Kuminga, John Collins, Yusuf Nurkic. Not a bad squad here in Indiana for their first season. I really do think that Knicks team was way better than us, though. We win again, and moving on to Detroit. Murray, Beal, PJ Dozier, Evan Mobley, Rudy Gobert. Wow. Very big front court, but we've been on a little bit of a Cinderella run so far, if you will, and did they blow a 3-0 lead? Did they blow a 3-0 lead? And we are in the finals in the first year as a 5 seed. Wow. Luka, Bouknight, Hayward, Sabonis, and KP. Can we finish it up here, man, and get it done in the first year after one trade? Is that possible here? Can we do it? We do it! And Clint Capella, Finals MVP. What would have happened if I didn't make that trade? Dude, I can't believe that. That might be the first time I've ever had 2K bless me like that badly. Like, sometimes I upset a team in the first or second round, but I've never gone on a Cinderella run quite like that. This team played tremendously. We'll go ahead and take a look at some playoff stats real quickly. Some of you guys were asking me to see those as well. We'll just go over the whole entirety of the playoffs. We're not going to go round by round, but Murray, Mann, Warren, Capella. Draymond stepping it up a little bit as well. Dwight Howard averaging double-digit points off the bench. Good to see. Batum, Brown, Caruso. Honestly, I'm going to count it, but I'm obviously going to continue to try to win championships today. I mean, I've literally made one trade. The CPU did the rest of that. So we go, I guess, technically from worst to first, if you want to, kind of count that. I mean, we had the last pick in the fantasy draft, so can't believe we got it done year number 1, though, man. We were obviously going to go ahead and try to win a couple more today in this video. I mean, you guys know me. I win the championship the first year. The goal is always the 3-peats. So we're in the draft lottery right now. We got the 12th overall pick via Portland. That pick might be from one of the trades I made before we started simming year number 1. Probably has some sort of protection on it as well. Oh, no, it doesn't. So we do have the 12th overall pick. Not bad. Ime Udoka not going anywhere. Brad Stevens still technically here. Sam Olsen, Will Hardy, and Damon Stoudemire. They actually signed him in the offseason as assistant coach. Really loved that signing quite a bit. We're going to go ahead and bring in Randy Martin. Not going to change much in that Celtics coaching department. So we're heading up to the draft with the 12th overall pick. Definitely could go ahead and maybe look for a trade. We also have pick 30, and we have the 25th pick in the second round as well. So I'm not 100% making a trade with this pick, but I do think I want to move on from Draymond Green. He played well for us. I'm sure a lot of you did see that. But, end of the day, he's going to start regressing, as I'm sure a lot of you know that as well. So we're probably going to hop into a trade here with Draymond, and I'll see you guys whatever move that is. So I thought it would be fun to go ahead and try to get a different sort of defensive-minded power forward. I actually tried to trade for Domantas Sabonis. Not so much a defensive-minded power forward first, but yeah. Defense wins championships at the end of the day. I'd love to replace Draymond Green here with Jonathan Isaac. So I'm assuming they're not taking that one straight up. I'll give you the 12th overall pick too. And honestly, we've already won a championship. So, I'm not really worried necessarily about our future a ton. I think we can yeah, okay, beautiful. So Isaac's going to come in here. He's going to be my starting power forward. I kind of want a new starting shooting guard, but Terrence Mann, he played tremendously. Oh, my God, I'm so mad I just said that. He played tremendously for us, though. So we're probably not going to do it. Man, I don't know. We'll see. Man's definitely coming back. Batum does decline his option. Josh Green's 100% coming back just because I know how he develops. Bruce Brown, I will give a qualifying to, though. He definitely could be in some sort of sign and trade, though. I mean, as I just mentioned, Green does develop very, very well. Very, very quickly. Possibly could be around high 70s at the end of this video. So, I don't think cap space necessarily going to be a thing for us here. What? We actually do have money. Okay. I think it's because these two are collectively making like one maximum contract. So, I love Alex Caruso. I'm going to go ahead and probably trade him because I do want to go ahead and have that max slot. So thank you, Charlotte. And now do I want to see if... Oh, my God. There's no way James Harden would come here, right? He's definitely going to go back to Toronto. But, you know, I'm going to go ahead and give him an offer here. I'll give him a player option, no trade clause. Maybe because we want a final. So, no. Okay, so we were close. Zach LaVine wouldn't be a bad second option here. I mean, again, this isn't the greatest free agency class. There's definitely better ones that I maybe could wait for. But, you know, some of these guys are definitely going to need some contracts some point in time. So, other than that, I wouldn't mind getting Kyrie. Do I want to bring Kyrie back to Boston, man? He has one offer. It's from us. It's either going to be him or Harden. So, Kyrie Irving. Oh, shit. TJ Warren's a free agent. Well, I didn't realize that. That's definitely something that is important. Okay. Maybe I don't do that. You know what? I'm doing it. James Harden goes to Toronto. I'm bringing in Kyrie. He's going to be starting point guard. I'm moving Murray to the shooting guard spot. So, yeah, we're currently without a small forward. I could hypothetically move Isaac to the small forward spot if I were to get traded, or if I were to trade for a power forward. So I didn't realize TJ Warren is free agent. That one does suck a little bit. Maybe could move Terrence Mann, honestly, that small forward spot. Honestly, why not? I'll give him a year there as our starter. He just played tremendously well for us, so he'll start there for at least a year. We now do have Josh Green off the bench as our only bench piece. We do need to go ahead and figure out the small forward, power forward, and backup center spot. I don't think we have bird rights on anybody anymore. Chris Dunn. It is what it is. Okay, so let's see some bench pieces we possibly could get. My guy, Enes Kanter here, my boy Penis Kanter. Go ahead, take him. Welcome to Boston. At this point in time, I do need a backup small forward and power forward. So, Torrey Craig, not another bad option here. Only 31 years of age. Wouldn't mind and go ahead and giving him a little bit of money. Honestly, you know, working on this bench is definitely something I'm happy we're doing right now. And honestly, I'm probably going to cheese the game a little bit and sign Dwayne Dedmon on a minimum contract. He's going to go up to an 80 overall, I believe. Crazy how much I can legitimately memorize this game. Okay, Dwayne Dedmon will do 2 second-round picks just for some sort of other backup power forward. It doesn't have to be anybody tremendous. Isaiah Jackson, beautiful. This team looks a lot different, and I'm very, very happy about it. I will see you guys at the start of year number 2 here in Boston. So I seriously cannot believe that I brought Kyrie Irving back here. I'm not the biggest Kyrie fan out there at the end of the day. I don't have any hatred towards the guy. Just basketball at the end of the day. But, yeah, he's back, and he's our new starting point guard. So this starting 5 is definitely looking a little bit different. Kyrie's our new point guard. Jamal slides up to that shooting guard spot. We move Terrence Mann to the small forward spot, and obviously a new addition here at that power forward position. With Jonathan Isaac, Capella hopefully does his thing again. Our bench is definitely looking different. That is something that we might have to work on. These two will progress. I'm not worried about that, but these two eventually probably will start regressing, just, you know, based on how... in previous rebuilds I've had them, I know they do start to regress. So, you know, it's something we'll work on, but obviously fresh off a championship, I think we definitely got a lot better. I will see you guys at the end of year number 2 here. End of year number 2 here, we have moved up to a 1 seed. So at least this year we are maybe favorites to win the Eastern Conference, at least last year. Again, as I mentioned, Cinderella run 100%. Luka, your MVP. He's very, very good. Victor Wembanyama, Rookie of the Year in Philadelphia. Mitchell Robinson, 6th man. Isaac, Defensive Player of the Year. You love to see it. Josh Giddey, Ime Udoka, Coach of the Year. We do go 60-22. So real quick, you guys want to take a pause at any time, see what, you know, some of these other teams are looking like, you're more than welcome to. Obviously, I'm still going to go over the teams we are kind of facing in, you know, each playoff matchup when I do that. I mean, I've been doing that forever. So feel free to pause at any point. You guys can let me know if you guys want me to continue doing this basically for the entirety that I do rebuilds. I don't have a problem with it. I kind of talk about whatever for like 15, 20 seconds. So if you guys want to pause, feel free. First round, we got Washington. D. Rose, McCollum, Royce O'Neal, Randall, and Chet Holmgren, who becomes a demigod in this game. Not that he's not very good, but... yeah, we win in 6, moving on to Detroit. Murray, Beal. How was Beal in 97? Warren, Mobley, and Rudy Gobert. Alrighty, I think we beat them last year. We sweep them this year. New York, Russ, Cade, LeBron, Miles Bridges, Onyeka Okongwu. So the first team we upset last year, they are a 3 seed this year instead of a 4 seed. We can hopefully go ahead and repeat what happened last year. Let's see if we can do it. We win in 6, and now we got New Orleans. Fultz, Maxey, Trey Murphy, Boucher, and Bam. Really? 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 Wow. Okay. That might have not been the best team even remotely close that we played, but we didn't win it. Okay, well, we have one more year. That's definitely something we're going to work on. We're decline and cool. All right, draft lottery time. Let's see if we have any other picks in this year's lottery. I do not see a Celtics logo anywhere. I almost said Lakers. Hawks, Bucks, Rockets, your top 3 right there. We'll head up to staff signing. Obviously, probably not changing much here. We're good there. We'll now head up to the draft and see what we got here, what's in store for us. So we have the 29th overall pick. Probably going to try to include either Cantor or Craig in a deal for somebody else to come off the bench along with that pick. Just because they're aging. Maybe we'd like to get somebody a little bit younger if possible. Not really seeing anybody that much younger. Morris is honestly older. Saban Lee, what are his numbers? So honestly, not bad for a backup point guard. Who's my backup point guard right now? Oh, I don't have a backup point guard because I don't need one. How tall is Saban Lee? 6'2". Okay, I'm actually not going to do that. So I guess we'll draft somebody here. Not that I'm necessarily going to use that, whoever I do draft here in this final year, but we will see who's available for us. Spencer Jones, B+. Isaac Lekikale actually always wins Rookie of the Year. I just really don't need a point guard. So, yeah, we'll take a new backup small forward in Spencer Jones. He's going to come in here. Honestly, depending on his overall. He's a 76. This dude's playing. Honestly, can't believe I was able to get a 76 that late. So, he's honestly just going to replace Torrey Craig. Torrey Craig's going to go ahead and get me a first-round pick. That is fine. Team player options, Jackson and Green both coming back. Our bench is definitely getting younger. These guys are just not going to get their qualifying. So, is Terrence Mann now a free agent? He is. So him and Capella are both free agents. Capella, obviously, I need to retain 100%. What I'm probably going to do with Terrence Mann is do a sign-and trade of some sort. I don't necessarily mind keeping him for the final year here. I just think if maybe we can make a guy or an upgrade for somebody who's, 100% going to be an 85+ overall. I think I'm probably going to do that most of the time. So we take a look at this roster right now. We'll kind of break it down a little bit. I mean, we do technically have a full team right now, but I'd like to get an upgrade at that small forward spot. So I'm either going to trade for a small forward or power forward, and obviously Isaac can, basically be a hybrid, play either one. So see you guys with the trade. All right, so we're going to try to go ahead and do this deal, pick up Mikal Bridges. Statistically, they're not that crazy of a difference. I mean, honestly, Terrence Mann did average more points per game. I like the defensive aspect of Mikal Bridges quite a bit, so we're going to go ahead and try to pull the trigger and get him here. I also just like changing things up. I don't like leaving things the same way for multiple years. So this is the final year. You can have 4 or 5 first-round picks, whatever it takes. So Bridges, welcome to the squad. He's going to be our starting small forward, and yeah, this team is pretty much complete. We're going to still roll with Cantor. I mean, 10 and 7.5 is not necessarily regressing in my department, but again, according to 2K, some things could change. So this team's all set, man. 1 seed last year, 60 wins. Looking to do it again, but hopefully get a championship. I will see you guys at the start of the third and final year here in Boston. Start of season number 3 here for us as the Celtics, Kyrie Irving, Jamal Murray, Mikal Bridges are only change in our starting 5, Jonathan Isaac, and Clint Capella. These 3 defensively is absolutely beautiful. I absolutely love it. And Mikal Bridges is also just not a guy I really get a lot. It's also kind of part of the reason why I wanted to go ahead and pull the trigger on a trade for him. Our bench looks a little bit different. Josh Green now stepped up, get that 6-man role. He's wearing number 5. Funny enough, the Celtics are actually retiring that this year against the Dallas Mavericks for Kevin Garnett. Celtics legend Spencer Jones, our guy who we drafted, 29, who's a 76 for us. Not going to lie to you, I really don't know much about him. Seems like a stud. Isaiah Jackson and our one veteran off the bench, and Enes Kanter, who's down to a 74. I'm hoping he can, he's probably not going to be 10.5 and 7.5 again, but, maybe something like 6 and 7. That would be nice. I will see. What? Oh, I have 1 minute left. I will give a minute to Isaac. I will see you guys at the end of the third and final year. This team was very, very elite. We went 72 and 10, tying the second best record in NBA history, and Kyrie won the MVP award at 24 points, 4 rebounds, almost 10 assists, 1 steal. He's very, very good. Quentin Grimes, Rookie of the Year in Houston. Sky Clark, Jonathan Isaacs, their third straight Defensive Player of the Year. Victor Wembanyama, Ime Udoka, 72 and 10, as I mentioned. We're going to go ahead. You guys can take a pause at any point in time. Go ahead, see what some of these rosters are looking like. You guys want me to continue doing it? Let me know. I'm probably going to go pretty fast, though, just because it does take a little bit of time that I don't necessarily have anything to talk about during. So I think this team definitely should be favored, honestly, to maybe go ahead and win it all. We can take a look at some stats real quick. Led scoring by Kyrie, Jamal Murray, Mikal Bridges, Jonathan Isaac, Clint Capella, all at 16+ a game in our starting lineup. That is not something that you see every day. Rebounds, Capella, and assists was Kyrie. We got Detroit here. Murray, Hunter Salas, the Walking Lesbian, Evan Mobley, and Nikola Vucevic. They got a little bit worse. They had somebody else. They have Beal before. I don't know. Whatever it is, we win in 5. Smart, Chris Duarte, Dariq Whitehead, Lowry Marketing, Daniel. What? No shot. There's no shot. We win in 5. Moving on to Cleveland. Lowry, Hero, DeFrozen, Zion, and Derek Lively. The Zion effect is probably going to be the reason I lose this. Oh, we win in 5. And we got Utah here. Russ, Hardy, Clay, Williams, and Andre Drummond. I think hypothetically on paper we're going to win this one. I don't know, though. 2K sometimes hypes up this team. Okay, and we sweep them. Kyrie Irving, Finals MVP. So we win 2 championships today. I thought reunion number 2 we were definitely going to get one, but it would have been cool to win 3. But ending with 2 is definitely something I'm never going to complain about. So that pretty much wraps up this challenge. A couple of you guys asked me to see it, and I'm down to do a couple more challenges before we do ultimately end up moving on to 2K22, which we still do not have a gameplay trailer for, which is ridiculous. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys do want, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, to open it, I have about 3 days left of an upload streak, and then I'll probably start dwindling it down a little bit. I wish I could upload every day at school. Unfortunately, I just cannot. It's kind of how these things go. But yeah, it's been a great summer. Seriously, just do want to take the time to say thank you guys. But other than that, you guys got any other video ideas? Feel free to comment them. Feel free to DM me them on Twitter. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll see you guys on the next one.